Class is in session.
Run.
And now, for your professors.
So it's a very cool looking chicken.
I'm pretty sure this is a cryptid, but am I wrong and I'm just being played and this is a rooster?
You should,
As soon as you acknowledge that you're defying gravity, that's when you're screwed.
Kill them, rip off heads, set on fire.
Evil versus evil, I guess.
maybe it's just not very good at math.
The Night Scholars.
Hello and welcome once again to the Night Scholars. I'm Andrew,
And I'm Sean.
and unfortunately, Ashton cannot join us today. She's exhausted after attempting to defend us from the creature who shall not be named.
Which creature was that again?
The one who shall not be named, as I just said.
I was asking for the audience's sake, not ours. I already know which one it is.
Yeah, well, they're gonna have to, I guess, because it shall not be named on the show tonight.
That's probably for the best. What is tonight's topic, anyways?
So, we are covering today is everyone's favorite water horse, the Kelpie.
Water horse, like that 2007 movie. That water horse.
The one with the CGI?
Yeah,
Yeah, no, not that. That one's a different water horse. Not everybody's favorite. Probably somebody's favorite, but not everybody's.
okay. But it is a water horse, but just not tonight's water horse.
Yeah, it's
Tonight's
a
water
horse. Yeah, not this one though.
Tonight's water horse also different from the last water horse we did, the Knuckleavy.
Yeah, the Knuckleavy.
Of course, that thing's more of a horse-man hybrid abomination thing.
Yeah, it's the meat horse.
Meat horse, there's a good name for it.
It has no skin. It's just meat, just muscle.
Tonight's horse is old. I couldn't find an exact time frame, but it does trace back to Celtic origins, and there's a couple references that may have even been based off of Norse traditions as well, which was fascinating. But so the point is, the Kelpie is old, and it is very good at what it does.
Now, what does it do, Sean?
It will lure you into a stream and drown you.
It doesn't have to be a stream. Really, just any body of water, no?
Mostly freshwater. There is a similar one that hangs out in salt water, but for all intents and purposes, you're going to find a Kelpie in the freshwater.
Okay.
I think the other one's called like the, give me a second here, I had it. Ekusigi. I know I'm pronouncing that wrong, so I do apologize for any of our Scottish-speaking listeners.
It's fun. I don't speak Scottish, so I have no idea if it's wrong. But or what do they?
Yeah.
What is the language called? Is it just Scottish or is it Gaelic?
Scottish Gaelic.
It's like, 'cause I know there's the Irish Gaelic. I'm guessing it's just like a different dialect of it.
For all intents and purposes, it is another language. It's distinct enough that it's not considered a dialect.
Oh, okay, pretty cool.
But they are both Gaelic. They have a similar origin, but spread out enough. Which is what happens when you hate each other, that you'll pronounce things differently.
Yeah, it's funny actually. I have some Scot Irish DNA. I did a DNA test a few years back.
I definitely have some Irish ancestry. Found a family book that traced my family back to when they came to America directly off the boat from Ireland.
No, that's pretty cool.
That was pretty interesting. But also, why doesn't America have anything cool? Oh, like a horse that will turn into a human and then drown you.
I mean, we have several creatures here that turn into other things and will kill you, or at least mimic other things and will kill you.
That's true. We discussed one last week.
Yeah, I mean,
And
well, we tried to anyway.
The less said about that incident, the better.
Yeah.
Again.
At least we're all alive, except maybe Ashton. But
I know. I was texting her this morning. She seemed in good spirits.
oh yeah, sounded normal.
Yeah. Sounded like Ashton, like the Ashton I've known for 15 years.
Oh wow, how long have I known you guys now? 2 years? 3?
I think maybe 2. Because we started for D&D together, and that was like what 2.5 years ago.
Yeah, something like that. Kind of hate that campaign died. I was having a lot of fun on it.
That campaign was a blast. Freaking Shia LaBeouf.
Yes, let's just relaunch it. Fun new players.
We could do that. Maybe fun. Maybe find people who aren't so hell bent on converting everybody. Which brings up the question, Andrew: would you try and proselytize to the Kelpie before it drowned you?
I mean, as much as I would like to tell it about the platinum dragon god of justice, Bahamut, I don't think it would want to listen.
I know. It's worth a shot.
Yeah. I mean, if I could do it as Aldrich, maybe. I mean, he's quite a bit smaller, but probably considerably more tanky than I am.
You just got to channel your inner D&D character. That's how you survive these situations. The other way to survive these situations is don't talk. Don't follow a talking horse in the first place. If a beautiful woman that you've never seen in your life is trying to convince you to get in the water, just don't do it. It may have worked for King Arthur. It's not going to work for you.
I mean, I don't know. Like, if you're at the beach and, a beautiful woman asks you to swim, are you going to say no?
Well, in my case, I am, unless it's my wife.
Well, you're married, yeah. That's the difference. Like, oh, Sean, just swim over here behind these rocks with me. She dropped you. Which, to be fair, it kind of sounds like something your wife would do too. But.
I mean, she was talking about my life insurance earlier tonight, so.
And we had an incident at work involving a person with a firearm. All right.
Ooh, fun.
And I was like, hey, end is safe. Nobody got hurt. We got the weapon away. The guy didn't brandish the weapon, right? He didn't say he was going to shoot anybody. He just couldn't have it where he was, right? Mm-hmm. It's kind of my job to take it from him. Although some of the stuff he did could have been possible assault. Anyway, nevertheless, the weapon was not used. But, I was talking to one of the guys at work. We were joking. I was like, yeah, man, glad nothing happened. Although I did just up my, AD&D insurance.
That is smart.
I said, so, I mean, if I would have got shot, my family, if I lived, I would have got a good check. If not, my family would have gotten one.
Did you find anything else interesting about the Kelpie? Because most of the stories as I found were all about different people who drowned, including 9 children and then the 10 to escape. Did you find any clarification on that story?
I did not, but I could tell you more about what it actually looks like.
Yeah, go ahead.
In mythology, a Kelpie is described as a strong and powerful horse. It has white and sky blue colored skin, right? And normally it'll appear as some type of lost pony. But the easiest way to identify one of these, right, is its mane will always be dripping.
That's concerning. So just because the horse is wet doesn't mean it's a Kelpie. But if you stare at it for a long time and it's always wet, it's probably a Kelpie, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, also it's white and what color blue was sky blue, which is not a super normal color. I've probably seen some white horses that look like they have bluish tint to them, right?
I've seen horses with blue eyes, but never blue tinted horses.
No, I mean, in some cases, white can kind of look like a really light blue, right?
Yeah, no, I get where you're coming from.
Yeah, the right angle from the sun, the other colors bouncing off of it. It could, although a real good way to check these things is if you can touch it, it has seal skin.
Oh,
Very
similar to the
smooth, very
Selkie.
cold. Yeah.
But the Selkies are more likely to leave you alone than the Kelpies.
Yeah. Yeah, Selkies aren't really known for killing anybody. The Kelpies are, though.
That's pretty much all they're known for. It says right here that to see a Kelpie was considered a portent of drowning or some other waterborne catastrophe.
Yeah.
It was never a good sign. Although it also says here that if you could get a bridle in its mouth, you could make it a workhorse for you because it would have the strength of several horses.
Yeah. So, what is with this thing with it being like sticky?
I didn't really get a straight answer on that. I saw a couple references to it, but if I had to guess, it was to make sure its victims couldn't escape easily.
That's true, because if you're on its back and it goes underwater, if you could just get off, you would just get off, right? Try to swim away. Because I was reading the story about what you were talking about with the kids and the 10th kid, about how he got away.
Yeah. How did he get away? It didn't really clarify because I saw several different.
So one of them is he kept his distance, right? But the more gruesome variation is that when he stroked the Kelpie's nose and his hand stuck to it, he took a knife from his pocket and cut off his own hand.
Cauterized it.
Mm-hmm.
With the nearby campfire.
You ever wound cauterized, Sean?
No, I can't say that I have.
It
sounds painful though.
I have. It is. Years ago, I had to have the muscle underneath my tongue cut back because it was overgrown, which, among other issues, caused me to have a hard time talking.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they had to cut the muscle back and then cauterize it.
Fun.
I was very sore for a few days.
I can imagine.
Yeah, it was not the funnest procedure I've had done. I'm trying to think. Actually, maybe it wasn't the worst. It's not the worst one I've had done though. But yeah, he cauterized the wound. His, I guess, now nub of an arm after cutting his hand off when it was stuck to the Selkie. That kind of makes sense though. Because again, if they weren't sticky, you would just try to swim away. But then again, they're also a horse. They could just trample you once you're underwater.
See, what's funny is you bring up the trampling. I saw a couple references that in the human form, if it wasn't getting its way with getting you into the water, that it would just jump onto the back of a horse and rider and just trample you to death on top of the horse.
No. Instead of just turning back into its horse self?
Yeah, it would just, because again, the thing had this extraordinary strength.
Yeah.
Would you keep one of these as a workhorse, Andrew? I know you do weird things out there in West Virginia.
Oh, I don't. No. I live really close to a river. I could look out my window and see the river from my house.
I live next to the Gulf of Mexico. I can literally hear the port. So,
because
easily drown.
Yeah, I can see the river from here. I actually I'm across the street from it. I own the property directly across from me as well. It's just a grass, it's just an open property. It's a river lot. Should build something on that sometime. That costs money, and we do not get paid for podcasts.
That is unfortunate, really.
Yeah, it is. If only we were funnier.
Tonight's episode is definitely not sponsored by Squarespace.
It is not. Nor is it by our shop. That no longer exists.
That is true. Due to circumstances, mostly money, we can't afford to shop right now.
No, I was to be transparent that I was paying every month to keep it open, and we weren't getting orders. However, I can still have shirts made, and I also have several hundred stickers already made. So if anybody ever wants one, just like send us a message on Twitter, email us, and we'll, you know.
All right, so and you keep saying was and had. Do you think this thing is gone?
I don't know if I said either of those words, Sean, but no, I'd say they still exist. I mean, this is definitely one that could easily slip beneath the radar, right? Like it lives
Yeah.
underwater. Like these things probably go down and I don't know, kick fish in the Mariana Trench. I don't know, but
Now, see, Mariana Trench is absolutely where Nyarlathotep lives.
where what lives?
Nyarlathotep, one of the old Lovecraftian gods,
No, where does Cthulhu live?
and Relay. So probably somewhere out in the Atlantic.
Oh, okay.
Probably next to Atlantis. I say the Marianas Trench for Nyarlathotep just because that thing is fucking huge. It's
Well,
also a shapeshifter.
So is Cthulhu's also huge though.
Cthulhu is huge, yeah, but Cthulhu is also a priest. We'll have an entire episode on Cthulhu someday. Look forward to
Yeah.
that, listeners.
That'd probably be a pretty good one, actually. I'd have to actually research them. But yeah, I do think they still exist, Sean. What do you think?
I think it is a fascinating way to explain road courses that just didn't want to be locked down by humans, and also an excellent way to explain people drowning. And the kelpie got it. Got to be careful around that water. It's a great warning and something to blame.
I might do that.
I
I might use that at some point.
kelpies.
No, yeah, I mean, I don't know what happened to him, man. I guess Kelpies got him, you know. Sir, this man
it's
has
been a
been
fun
stabbed
episode.
37 times in the chest.
Carl, that kills people.
Thank you again, our ghosts and goblins, for listening to the Night Stories. You all be good to each other. Don't answer the scratching at your window.
Or do.
But most importantly, stay safe out there.
Good night.